In this video, we are going to add and subtract rational expressions whose denominators are opposites. Now remember, mathematically, opposites a and negative a look like you would see here, but you can also think about negative a as being negative 1 times a. So just remember that you can rewrite negative a as negative 1 times a, and sometimes that can be very helpful. Now, let's take a look at how we would add or subtract these rational expressions when these are opposites. Well, and like any fractions, we need common denominators. So we need to get them to be a match. So how could we do that? Well, technically, what we can do is if you multiply a fraction on top and bottom by the same thing, you don't hurt the fraction, change the fraction, you keep it its same value. So let's multiply through by negative 1. If we do that, you'll see that now we have switched that denominator to match. Now, what's great about this is we can think about subtracting a negative is the same as adding. So we really just now can add up the tops. 2 plus 3 is 5. So it would be 5 over n. Now let's do one that looks a little more complicated. Now here, this is an idea that can be a little bit strange. A minus b and b minus a are opposites. So b minus a is the same as negative 1 times a minus b. So when we're asked in this example to add or subtract the rational expressions, and one has a denominator of x minus 5 and the other has a denominator of 5 minus x, well, technically, they're opposites. So we can do it pretty easily as long as we use that negative 1 to our advantage. So what do I mean? Well, let's multiply the top and the bottom of the right fraction by negative 1 so that we can use this fact to our advantage. If we multiply the bottom by negative 1, it does turn that subtraction to match the x minus 5 because our 5 would become the negative quantity and our x would become the positive. But our 3 changes sign. So you'll notice that our 3 was positive and now it becomes a negative. So that becomes then just a subtraction of 7x and 3, or you can just rewrite the negative in the middle. Either one works just fine because if we're adding a negative, you're really subtracting. However you end up writing it, you end up getting a 7x minus 3 on top and an x minus 5 on the bottom. Let's look at one more. Same thing, we're asked to add fractions, our denominators don't match. Think of how you can get them to match. Well, again, these are opposites. So if I take, usually you take the one that the x is negative and you multiply through top and bottom by negative 1. Look what happened. Now they match. So now we can just add these two expressions together. So I've listed them out here so you can see what we get initially. There are some like terms. Let's go ahead and put those together. Now this one's unique because the top is a factorable quantity. If you wanted to factor 3x squared minus 4x plus 4, you get 3x plus 2 times the quantity of x minus 2. Oh, and look, we've got an x minus 2 on both top and bottom. That is a factorable simplification. We can factor that x minus 2 with that x minus 2. And so I'm going to cancel those out, leaving me a final answer of 3x plus 2. So that's a little bit about how we add and subtract rational expressions whose denominators are opposite. I hope that helped you understand that concept a little nicer. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.